Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. Yang mengarah pada pencapaian. Tidak ada yang bisa dilakukan tanpa harapan dan keyakinan. Selalu optimis ketika menghadapi kesulitan, karena di setiap kesulitan pasti selalu ada jalan untuk menyelesaikannya. Universitas Pancasakti Tegal adalah kampus swasta yang terletak di pantai utara Provinsi Jawa Tengah, tepatnya di Kota Tegal. Kota Tegal sendiri berbatasan langsung dengan Kabupaten Brebes sebelah barat, Laut Jawa sebelah utara, serta Kabupaten Tegal di sebelah selatan dan sebelah timur. Kini Kota Tegal tumbuh menjadi salah satu kota pendidikan yang sangat diperhitungkan. Tahun 1982, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis UPS Tegal lahir. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis UPS Tegal mengusung visi menjadi fakultas yang unggul dalam literasi bidang ekonomi dan bisnis, berjiwa wirausaha dan berwawasan global pada tahun 2028. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis atau dikenal dengan FEB merupakan bagian dari Universitas Pancasakti Tegal dan menjadi salah satu fakultas favorit bagi para pelajar yang ingin menempuh pendidikan ekonomi dan bisnis. Saat ini FEB UPS Tegal memiliki 4 program studi unggulan: S1 Manajemen, S1 Akuntansi, S1 Bisnis Digital, dan D3 Manajemen Perpajakan. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis UPS Tegal didukung SDM sangat berkompeten yang mendukung kinerja maksimal mewujudkan visi dan misi. Untuk menunjang program pembelajaran mahasiswa FEB UPS Tegal, dilengkapi sarana prasarana seperti mini bank, galeri investasi, perpustakaan, tech center, laboratorium komputer, hotspot area, dan lain-lain. Saat ini, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis UPS Tegal telah bekerja sama dengan banyak instansi lain, baik dalam negeri maupun luar negeri. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pancasakti Tegal berkomitmen untuk terus mengembangkan diri untuk menjadi unggul di bidangnya. Literasi, entrepreneurship, global.
Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pancasakti Tegal adalah fakultas yang kehadirannya patut kami banggakan. Harapan besar hadirnya FEB UPS Tegal dapat berkontribusi untuk masyarakat, bangsa, dan negara. FEB UPS Tegal mengusung visi menjadi fakultas yang unggul dalam literasi bidang ekonomi dan bisnis, berjiwa wirausaha, dan berwawasan global pada tahun 2028. Untuk mencapai tujuan tersebut, FEB UPS tentu saja didukung dengan sarana dan prasarana yang memadai, dosen yang berkompeten, serta bekerja sama dengan instansi lain baik dalam negeri maupun luar negeri. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, literasi, entrepreneurship, global.
Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pancasakti Tegal.
Bu Fatia? Bu Fatia ada?
Should we start now, Ibu? It is already 10:30.
Yes?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. The Honorable, the Dean Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Pancasakti Tegal Ibu Din, and the Honorable, the Lecturer Assistant Professors from EIILM, the Honorable Dr. Sanchita Som, Professor Sri Moye Mukhirji, Professor Aratika Roy Chaudhry, and the Honorable Miss Priyadarshini Chatterjee as an Assistant Professor in EIILM. Welcome to, again, our online sit-in program. This time, the agenda would be opening, and then welcoming speech, and probably also singing national anthem of India and Indonesia, and then welcoming speech from Ibu Dian as the Dean Faculty of Business, and also followed by the welcoming speech by Dr. Sanchita Som, and then after that we move to our agenda would be the presentation of two assistant professors from EIILM, and then the last is question and sharing session, and then closing. Our next agenda is singing national anthem of Indonesia and India.
Sudah ini. Oke.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Belum, masih mute, Mbak. Kak Fatia masih mute.
Thank you. Our next agenda is the welcoming speech from Dr. Sanjita Sun. Please, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Crystal, ma'am.
A very good morning to all distinguished professor of UPS Tegal and EIILM Kolkata, my dear students and others present here. At the outset, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and regards to the organizing committee of Universities of Pancasakti Tegal, Indonesia, for giving us such a wonderful opportunity to be a part of this online teaching and public lecture. This type of program holds great importance in the life of a student. The topic which we are going to cover in these 2 days are very important. The first topic is the importance of emotional intelligence in business communication. This topic will be covered by Professor Priyadarshini Chatterjee. She is a distinguished professor or faculty from the Department of Business Communication. Professor Aratrika Roy Choudhury will give talk on green economy and global sustainability. Professor Roy Choudhury is an eminent professor from the Department of Economics and Quantitative Technique. Professor Shimoy Ghosh from Department of Management will deliver lecture on a very new topic, that is digital acceleration in healthcare industry. I am going to talk on the topic India Beyond 2020, a journey through challenges, where I will share the current state of global economy along with the present scenario of Indian economy in the post-pandemic period. So from the program schedule itself, the students can understand that all the professors are going to share their knowledge and expertise in diverse areas. Therefore, by attending this program, student will gain much deeper understanding of different topics. It will give them the opportunity to interact with the professors from different fields, and they will get to learn the latest information, and it will help them to advance their knowledge. Therefore, under this background, on behalf of EIILM Kolkata, India, myself, Dr. Sanjita Saha, would like to welcome you all in these 2-day online teaching and public lecture sessions. I strongly believe that this program will prove to be very much value enriching for the student community. So once again, welcome you all, and thank you all. Thank you. You are muted.
Still. Thank you very much, Dr. Sanchita. What a very warm, welcoming speech. We really enjoy your hospitality. Okay, then our next agenda is welcoming speech from Dr. Din Noviani Rahmatika, SAMM AKCA Associate Professor. Please, the stage is yours.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear my voice, Ibu Fatia?
Very clear, ma'am.
My best friend of mine, Dr. Sanchita Saha. Thank you for coordinating this event so well. Professor Priyadarshini Chatterjee, Professor Aratrika Roy Choudhury, Professor Srimoy Ghosh, and all of structural member of Faculty of Economic and Business, and the lecturer and all of the students today. I believe I have to say welcome again to University of Pancasakti Tegal, especially Faculty of Economic and Business. And I'm very happy that we can carry out the second sit-in program again. This time the student, we are dealing with the student from Pancasakti University, and I believe the student will get a lot of lessons during these 2 days. I believe this sit-in program is a good event that can improve the student ability and interaction between lecturer and student. Therefore, I will say thank you to the Cooperation Office for organizing today, Ms. Fatia, and once again to the student, happy learning. And I'm sorry I have to say in bahasa, anak-anakku semuanya, hari ini Anda akan menerima empat dosen sekaligus untuk mengajarkan Anda tentang berbagai hal yang terkait dengan kondisi ke depan. India sangat terkenal dengan digitalisasi, dengan informasi, dan sangat-sangat bagus dan maju ketika Anda akan belajar tentang kondisi ekonomi. Oleh karena itu, untuk 2 hari ke depan, silakan Anda belajar, silakan Anda mendengarkan dari 4 dosen dari India ini, EIILM, dan sekali lagi kita menunggu sampai 2 hari ke depan, mudah-mudahan bisa diterima. Dan yang terakhir adalah silakan nanti bertanya dalam bahasa Inggris ya, Anda bisa translate atau apapun, nanti bisa pakai chat atau langsung, sehingga nanti bisa komunikasikan dengan baik. Terima kasih, once again, happy learning, thank you very much, and thank you Dr. Sanchita Saha and all the professor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Din Noviani Rahmatika. As for the students, to resume a little bit the speeches from Ibu Din in Bahasa, the resume is for the Indonesian student, for the UPS student. Kindly please enjoy the class for today and tomorrow, because everything related to India digitalization, economical and business things is really beyond our knowledge. So this is really our time to get all the knowledge, and be sure to give question only in English. This is really a challenge from the Dean Faculty of Economic and Business. So Indonesian student is not only challenge themselves in joining international classes, but also challenge themselves in questioning things in English. Okay, the next agenda before we start the lecturing classes by Assistant Professor Dr. Srimoy Ghosh and lecturing by Assistant Professor Aratrika Roy Choudhury, let me read their CV so you know the lecturer much better than before. The first CV is coming from Dr. Sanchita Som, Assistant Professor. Dr. Sanchita Som is presently associated with the Eastern Institute for Integrated Learning in Management as a faculty of Economics and Qualitative Technique. She is having more than 19 years academic experiences and a decade of research experiences. Dr. Som has completed her postgraduate and Master of Philosophy from Calcutta University. She has also done PhD from Rabindranath Bharati University, and her areas of interest are resource and environmental economics, operation research, econometrics, and statistics. The second CV is from Professor Srimoye Mohirji, Assistant Professor. It is written that I am an assistant professor at EIILM Kolkata, where I have been actively involved in academia since 2011. I have a passion for teaching and commitment to provide students with a high quality education. Education is a key aspect of my profile, as I hold a master's degree in science from Calcutta University, where I was awarded as the gold medal for my outstanding academic performance. In addition to my master's degree, I have also pursued an MBA, Master of Business and Administration, further enhancing my knowledge and skill set in the field of business administration. Continuing my educational journey, I am currently pursuing a PhD focusing on a specific research area. I have 3 international publications. As an assistant professor, I try to bring a dynamic and innovative approaches to the classroom. I strive to engage students through interactive teaching methods, encouraging them to critical thinking and fostering a deep understanding of the subject matter. My goal is to inspire and empower students to reach their full potential, equipping them with the knowledge and skill necessary for success in their future. Outside the classroom, I'm also actively involved in academic and professional development activities. Very awesome, Professor. The next CV is coming from Professor Aratrika Roy Chaudhary, Assistant Professor. I am associated with EIILM Kolkata as a faculty of economic and quantitative techniques. Currently, I am pursuing PhD in economics from CSSC, Jadavpur University. My areas of interest are labor economics, development economics, health economics, and microeconometrics. I have a teaching experience of 6 years and research and teaching assistant of 4 years in EIILM Kashipur, EIILM Calcutta, and Competition Commission of India. I have also done my master's in economics from University of Calcutta. And the last CV is coming from Professor Priyadarshini Chatterjee, Assistant Professor. Ms. Priyadarshini Chatterjee is an assistant professor and teaches English communication, business communication, and French at Eastern Institute for Integrated Learning in Management, Kolkata, since 2021. Her anthology of poems, Miscellaneous Musing of Melancholic Muse, was published in India, January 2022. Professor Priyadarshini Chatterjee has also been visiting a faculty of French, Business, Communication, and English Communication at Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management and honorary guest faculty at Bethune College of English Literature and the Sanskrit College of University of English Literature and Business Communication. She has completed her MA in English and postgraduate diploma in French from the University of Calcutta. She has qualified in NET in 2019 and GATE in 2021 and is looking forward to pursuing PhD. Very wonderful. So we have 4 assistant professor CV read it already. And now our next agenda is for Assistant Professor Srimoy Ghosh for the next 20 minutes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fatia. I hope I'm audible to all.
Very
Yes.
clear, ma'am.
Okay.
Very clear.
A very good morning to all distinguished professors from UPS Tegal and of course my colleagues from India. I'm very good morning to all my dear students. I'll be sharing my screen soon, like shortly I'll be sharing my screen and then I'll be starting with my session. I hope my screen is visible. My presentation is visible to all.
Yes.
Visible, ma'am.
Thank you. So today my topic is digital acceleration in healthcare industry. In a world where technology and innovation are transforming every aspect of our lives, it's not surprising that healthcare is also undergoing a dramatic shift. The rapid advancement of technology in recent years has brought about a wave of possibilities that are revolutionizing the way we approach medical care. From artificial intelligence and machine learning to telemedicine and wearable devices, the future of healthcare seems poised for a remarkable transformation. One key element in shaping this future is digital acceleration. Digital acceleration refers to the process of leveraging digital technologies to drive change and innovation in healthcare. It encompasses a wide range of tools and solutions that have the potential to improve patient care, enhance accessibility, and streamlining the operations within the healthcare industry. This digital revolution is not only limited to technological advancements, but also includes the integration of data analytics, cloud computing, and connectivity systems. Now, more than ever, we are witnessing the power of digital acceleration in healthcare, especially after this COVID-19 pandemic, which has acted as a catalyst, driving healthcare providers to adopt innovative digital solutions to ensure the continuity of care. Telemedicine, for example, has emerged as a game changer, allowing patients to consult with healthcare professionals remotely, minimizing the risk of exposure to infectious diseases. Healthcare workers these days, they are also relying on robotics to provide some services that require in-person contact. Technology is making it possible to bring needed healthcare to those who are actually unable to get to doctors' chamber, hospitals, or other facilities. Additionally, advancements in medical devices and wearables have revolutionized preventive healthcare. These devices can monitor vital signs, track activity levels, and provide real-time solutions to many of our health problems and health hazards. With the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, these devices can even predict potential health issues and provide personalized recommendations for better health outcomes. All of these developments and other creating new processes that are more than just digital versions of analog practices. The medical field is changing quickly as technology makes things doable that were never possible before. Here, we will discuss some of the most exciting technologies emerging in the healthcare field and how they are helping both providers and patients get the best outcomes. As we embrace the future, we must envision a healthcare system where digital acceleration plays a central role in improving patient outcomes, transforming healthcare delivery, and promoting proactive wellness. The possibilities are endless, from virtual reality simulations for surgical training to personalized medicine based on genetic profiling and predictive analysis. The road ahead is filled with exciting opportunities to redefine healthcare, and we will just have few glimpses of those. Now, before proceeding to my next slide, I will like to ask the students, this is a question for the students, that how many of you have ever come across any digital medical device or any digital medical service? You can write your answers in the chat box if you wish. This question is for the students. So if you wish, you can write your answer in the chat box. So proceeding with my next slide, here I've just discussed about the forces which are the important, or the reasons for which healthcare, digital transformation in healthcare is gaining the momentum these days. The future of healthcare is in digitally reimagined experiences for patients and caregivers alike. There are several factors, a few of which I've shown in the slide. There are several factors or forces which are driving acceleration in the healthcare industry. One is, of course, increasing consumer demand, because patients are becoming more technologically inclined and they used to expect easy access to healthcare services. They want the convenience of scheduling appointments online, accessing their medical records electronically, and receiving remote consultations or telemedicine services. The second force would be cost optimization. Like healthcare organizations are under pressure to reduce costs while improving patient outcomes. Of course, this is the focus of any business organization, and of course, healthcare is not the exception. Digitization can help to streamline the processes, eliminate manual tasks, and improve efficiency, resulting in cost saving. The third factor can be a regulatory push. Like government and the regulatory bodies, which bodies are very, very vital and crucial in the healthcare industries, they are promoting the digitization of healthcare systems. For example, the implementation of electronic health records is mandated these days in many countries, motivating healthcare providers to adopt digital technologies for data storage and exchange. The next force can be like the advancements of technology or advancements in technology. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data analytics, they offer immense potential to transform healthcare. These technologies can enhance diagnostics. These technologies can enable personalized medication, improve patient monitoring, and of course, they can optimize the resource allocation. Pandemic had been a great influence or a great force in this momentum, in driving this momentum. This pandemic has highlighted the need for digital solutions in healthcare. Remote monitoring, telehealth, these have played a significant role in managing patient care and minimizing the spread of the virus. One very important force I would like to mention about is the data-driven decision making. The availability of vast amounts of healthcare data has created opportunities for analytics and machine learning algorithms to optimize care delivery. Data-driven insights can help identify disease trends, personalized treatment plans, and improve population health management. And one force which we can never deny in the field of any business, that is competition and market force. As healthcare becomes more consumer centric, organizations are embracing digital innovations to stay competitive. Digital tools and services, they provide a unique value proposition, attracting patients and improving the customer satisfaction. Moving to my next slide. Here I have shown the key themes in the digital transformation. Here I have shown the framework which describes that at a high level, the objectives of any digital transformation or any digital strategy. There are three broad focus areas for digital transformation today. The first one is for health systems and the health plans or planners. That is engaging patients and enabling caregivers directly and relate to how care will be delivered in the future, like the entire plan, any kind of disease forecasting, diagnosis, early screening, anything. The second focus area would be the pharmaceutical and the life science companies. They may mean on focusing on the drug discovery processes and introducing digital therapeutics in the way drugs are prescribed and consumed. And a third focus area would be those will be the operational area, the operations of a healthcare enterprise, how the human resources, legal aspects, supply chain, and finance can be improved through digitally transformed processes. So I have shown the strategic enablers or the different focus areas here. Moving onwards to my next slide. Here I have shown a phased approach to digital transformation. There are three phases as identified by the healthcare experts. There are three phases in the digital transformation process, which I've shown as phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 talks about, it's actually the beginning phase. It talks about the journey with developing a vision for the enterprise and an assessment of the current maturity level and enterprise readiness for digital transformation. This starts by addressing fundamental questions about digital aspirations for the enterprises, like any healthcare organization. The phase 2 includes a digital roadmap, which may include what we call a wish list or a bucket list of all the possible digital solutions an organization is looking for. And the list may have to be rationalized and prioritized to allow for budget and resource allocation. The next stage in this process is, of course, as I've mentioned, the prioritizing and sequencing the roadmap, like what will come after what for implementation, for the real-time implementation. A framework such as like this kind of a framework, if we are going by this kind of a phased approach, it will be helpful for the digital transition of any organization. Now, the phase 3 talks about a target operating model of a digital transformation program. It's an essential determinant of success. And there are three basic models for enterprises to choose from. One is called the centralized model. In the centralized model, the digital function and resources are organizationally structured as an operating unit, such as a digital center of excellence. A decentralized model, in the decentralized model, individual departments or functions autonomously drive digital transformation, and this approach delivers near-term results. There is one hybrid model also, in which, as the hybrid, the name suggests, these days we are really very habituated with the hybrid model. As the name suggests, a hybrid model combines elements of both centralized and decentralized approaches. This approach is often an acceptable compromise in large healthcare systems where multiple initiatives may already be underway at departmental and functional levels. Moving to the next slide, here I will be talking about the benefits of digital acceleration in healthcare. I have highlighted three major benefits here, and I'll be discussing on the same. With the rapid advancements in technology, the healthcare industry is witnessing a paradigm shift towards digital acceleration. This digital transformation is actually revolutionizing patient care. increasing efficiency and improving healthcare outcomes. As technology continues to evolve, it is becoming critically important for healthcare organizations to embrace digital acceleration in order to stay competitive and provide cutting-edge care to patients. One of the primary benefits of digital acceleration in healthcare industry is enhanced patient care. And of course, in healthcare industry, that is the primary focus of any healthcare setup. Digital tools and platforms allow healthcare providers to deliver personalized patient-centric care. Telehealth solutions, as I've mentioned before also, telehealth solution enable remote consultations, giving patients more accessibility to healthcare services, regardless of their location. This is particularly advantageous for individuals in rural or underserved areas who may have limited access to healthcare facilities. Moreover, digital health records and data analytics help healthcare providers obtain a comprehensive view of each patient's medical history, enabling more accurate diagnosis and tailor-made treatment plans. Digital acceleration also significantly improves operational efficiency within healthcare organizations. Automation of administrative tasks such as appointment scheduling, billing, reducing the administrative burdens, allowing healthcare providers to focus more on patient care. Additionally, the integration of Internet of Things, which we call the IoT, these devices and wearable technology enables real-time monitoring of vital signs, medication adherence, and other health parameters, facilitating early detection of health issues and proactive intervention. And to proceed with, furthermore, digital acceleration in healthcare positively impacts healthcare outcomes. Artificial intelligence algorithms and machine learning models can analyze vast amounts of data, health data, to identify the patterns or predict the disease progression and suggest optimal treatment options. This enables healthcare professionals to make more informed decisions, thereby improving patient outcomes and reducing medical errors. Moreover, digital tools aid in disease management and chronic care monitoring, empowering patients to actively participate in their own healthcare journey and achieve better health outcomes. I'll proceed to my next slide. So here I'll be talking about a few examples in the digital of, like in the healthcare industry, few examples of digital acceleration I'll be talking about. There are numerous examples. It's impossible for anyone to enlist everything in this session. There are numerous examples showcasing the transformational impact of technology in improving patient care, streamlining operations, and advancing medical research. I will be discussing about a few notable examples. The first, which I've mentioned twice or thrice before maybe, that is telehealth. Telehealth has emerged as a game changer, as I've said before also, and particularly in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. It allows patients to access healthcare services remotely through video consultations, virtual visits, and digital communication tools. Telehealth not only improves accessibility to healthcare, especially for individuals in remote areas, but also reduces the need for unnecessary travel and wait times, leading to more efficient and cost-effective care delivery. The next is electronic health records, which are called the EHRs. The digitization of health records, it has marked a remarkable milestone in healthcare information management. EHRs, they consolidate patient data into a centralized electronic format, making it easily accessible to healthcare providers across different locations. These facilities better coordination, they boost better coordination of care, reduces paperwork, minimizes errors, and improve patient safety. EHRs also enable seamless sharing of patient information with other healthcare providers, enhancing care continuity and collaboration. Another example can be the IoTs, which I was talking about, the remote monitoring and wearable devices. These days, they are proved to be immensely helpful in monitoring patients from a distance. The IoTs, they enable remote monitoring they enable remote monitoring devices and wearable technology. These devices, they have gained significant traction in healthcare. These devices collect real-time data on vital statistics or vital signs, what we call activity levels, glucose levels, and other health parameters, allowing healthcare providers to remotely monitor and manage chronic diseases. For example, patients with heart diseases, patients having diabetes, they can use these wearable devices to measure their heart rate and share the data with their physicians on a real-time basis. This enables a proactive intervention, personalized care, and early detection of health issues as if we are in constant touch with our physicians. We don't need to wait to meet the physicians and to provide our health data. We are constantly in touch with them and they're getting our real-time data. Another example is artificial intelligence, like the infusion of artificial intelligence and machine learning. They are transforming healthcare by analyzing massive amounts of healthcare data and providing valuable insights. They can assist in diagnosing diseases, predicting patient outcomes, and suggesting optimal treatment plans. For example, the AI-powered algorithms can analyze medical images like X-rays or MRIs to detect abnormalities and assist the radiologists in making accurate diagnosis. These advancements are saving the time, improving the accuracy, and contributing to better patient outcomes. Another example can be the robotics and automation. They are making their way into various healthcare settings, including the most mentionable, the most vivid example is the surgical procedures, the medication management, and patient care. The robotic surgeries, they are offering enhanced precision, enabling minimally invasive procedures with reduced risks and faster recovery times. Automation is also being used in medication management systems to improve medication adherence, reducing medical errors, and enhancing patient safety. Medical error, I must say, this is one of the most derogatory risk or one of the most dreaded thing which impacts the healthcare sector in a very, very negative way. Another example, which would be the last example I will be discussing about, are the health apps and digital therapeutics. The mobile health applications, we all are used to mobile apps. We are very, very inclined to mobile apps these days. The mobile health applications and digital therapeutics, they are becoming increasingly popular for disease management and promoting healthy lifestyle habits. Apps can track and monitor various health parameters, provide personalized health recommendations, remind patients to take medications, and even offer mental health support through virtual therapy sessions. These apps empower individuals to actively participate in their healthcare, to manage their healthcare themselves, enabling better self-management and improved health outcomes. As at the beginning of the session, I had asked the students that whether you have ever come across any digital mobile devices, one of the digital medical devices. One of the very common device we are using these days are the smartwatches, right? So proceeding to my next slide, of course, any technology that will come with certain challenges and opportunities, of course. The healthcare industry is undergoing rapid transformation and changing patient expectations. Patient expectations are also gradually changing, right? This digital acceleration presents both challenges and opportunities. If we talk about the challenges, the first challenge would be the privacy and security concerns, data privacy and security. Digitalization brings about an increase in the amount of patient data being collected and stored. This raises concerns about the security and privacy of this data, especially with the rise of cyber threats. Healthcare organizations must invest in robust cybersecurity measures, right? Another challenge would be the interoperability. As the healthcare organizations are adopting digital solutions, the challenge of interoperability arises. Different systems and different platforms, they are operating at the same time. They may not effectively merge with each other or converge with each other, or may not be able to communicate effectively with each other, leading to difficulties in sharing patient information and collaborating between different providers, right? Another challenge is the workflow integration. Integrating new digital technologies and tools into existing workflow can be challenging. Healthcare professionals may face resistance to change and require training to effectively use new digital tools. Usually, human beings are more comfortable in something which is going on in a stereotypical way. Whenever you are going to bring certain change, there will be unusual resistance, which is a little difficult to manage. But there are immense opportunities also, like remotely you can monitor the patients, enabling healthcare providers to monitor their health conditions outside the traditional clinical setting. This not only provides convenience for patients, but also allows for early detection and intervention for potential health issues. Big data analytics can be another opportunity. The digitalization of healthcare, this generates vast amounts of data that can be analyzed to gain valuable insights. Big data analytics can help the healthcare organizations identify patterns, trends, and potential areas for improvement in patient care, operational efficiency, and population health management, right? So whenever we are going to embrace something new, we need to keep in mind what are the hurdles we need to face, but at the same time, we need to see the future, the opportunities we are going to embrace, right? So moving towards my next slide, I will be talking about in a very briefly, I will be talking about the implementation strategy and action plan, which is recommended by WHO. WHO is World Health Organization, as we all know. This is the recommendation, or this is the pathway, this is the roadmap given by WHO as the agenda of WHO is by 2030, by 2030, WHO is looking for a sustainable development in the healthcare industry, like sustainability, infusion of sustainability in the healthcare industry through spreading of information and communication technology and global interconnectedness. And it has great potential to accelerate human progress, to breach the digital devices, and to develop knowledge societies. Digital transformation of healthcare can be disruptive, but technologies such as virtual care, remote monitoring, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, blockchain, smart wearables, different tools enabling data exchange, storage, different tools enabling remote data capture and the exchange of data and sharing of relevant information across health ecosystem, creating a continuum of care. This has been proven potential to enhance health outcomes by improving medical diagnosis, database treatment decisions, digital therapeutics, clinical trials, self-management, person-centered care, as well as creating more evidence-based knowledge, skills and competence for professionals to support healthcare. Here in this roadmap, we can see there are 4 objectives: collaboration and knowledge transfer, digital strategy implementation, digital health governance, and human-centered health system. And there are target impacts, like what WHO is looking for, what outcome they are looking for, right? The global strategy on digital health aims to support and respond to the growing needs of countries to implement appropriate digital technologies in accordance with their health priorities, and to make progress towards universal health coverage and the health-related sustainable development goals. The approaches for implementing the global strategy on digital health will actually depend on the national context. Like, it will vary from country to country. It will depend on national priorities for health and well-being, as well as digital infrastructure and workforce needs and capacity in each country. Not all policy options and actions may be relevant for all the countries. They may require necessary immediate attention. They may require slight modifications, and so on. So each member state should consider their own health priorities, their current need, their current digital health situation, like the ground realities they need to check for, the planned or aspirational future state of digital health, resource constraints, which is very important, capacity limitations, risks, and other influential factors. I've come to the conclusion of my session. So in conclusion, to conclude, I must mention that the healthcare industry is experiencing a transformative wave with the rapid advancement of digital technologies, digital acceleration, encompassing telemedicine, electronic health records, wearable devices, artificial intelligence, and these are having potential to revolutionize healthcare delivery. The line I started my session with. One of the primary, all the advantages I have discussed here. I have discussed how it is enhancing patient management, how it is enhancing patient care, how it is enhancing administrative operational efficiencies, right? Despite of the challenges, what opportunities we are looking for, how it can be transformed, how, as my first point says, that transformative potential of digital acceleration. So all those I have talked about, all the opportunities I've talked about, the examples I've talked about, they are actually having immense transformative potentials to change this world of healthcare, to change this entire industry of healthcare. Exploration and investment in digital healthcare solutions have become imperative as the healthcare industry increasingly acknowledges the transforming power of technology. When you are going to bring something new, when you are going to bring a transformation or an acceleration, you need to look for more and more investments. The potential for innovation and improvement in patient care is vast, making it essential for healthcare organizations, policymakers, and investors to fuel this momentum. The momentum which I talked about, this has to be fueled. And the fuel is, of course, the investment and resource allocation. One area that requires further exploration is the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning into the healthcare system. By leveraging vast amounts of patient data, AI algorithms can assist in diagnosis, treatment planning, and patient monitoring. Investing in AI-powered solutions can lead to more accurate and timely diagnosis, enabling healthcare professionals to provide optimal care. But this needs a thorough research. This needs immense expertise in this field. Digital healthcare solutions can improve patient engagement and education. Health apps, wearable devices, and online platforms are empowering the patients to know about their health condition, to make informed decisions and to actively participate in their healthcare journey. So investing in user-friendly, intuitive, and evidence-based digital tools can enhance patients' awareness, their education, self-management of chronic diseases or chronic conditions, and of course, encourage a healthier lifestyle. Digital acceleration holds immense promise in revolutionizing how we deliver or receive care. With the advent of all these technologies I had talked about, we have an unprecedented opportunity to empower ourselves, to empower all people around us, and to get an improved outcome. We can imagine of a world where personalized medicine is the norm, where healthcare providers can leverage AI algorithms to uncover patterns in vast amounts of patient data, leading to tailor-made treatment plans that take into account an individual's unique genetic makeup, environment, lifestyle, and even social determinants of health. This level of precision has the potential to transform healthcare from a one-size-fits-all approach to a truly personalized, targeted system. Like one size fits all, we are gradually changing from that and we are becoming more and more customized. Telemedicine has already proven its worth during the recent global pandemic. Irrespective, like we can envision a future where specialized care is available to all, whether it's an urban area, whether it's a rural area, whether it's a remote place, whether it's a very hilly area, whether it's a forest region, regardless of the geographical location or socioeconomic status, we can provide specialized care to all. The role of digital acceleration extends beyond patient care, the power of big data and analytics will enable healthcare organizations to identify population health trends, predict disease outbreaks, and implement proactive interventions. Like for the entire population, we can think for. By harnessing the wealth of information available, public health efforts can become more targeted, effective, and efficient. Public health, which is really a challenge for healthcare providers, that can become smooth, that can become a cakewalk as we proceed with this digital acceleration. However, we must also remain cognizant of the challenges that lie ahead, the privacy concern and other challenges which I have talked about. As we stand on the brink of this transformation, we must embrace the potential of digital acceleration while we should ensure that its implementation is done with care, empathy, and a commitment to equity. This is very, very important. As we are talking about customization, as we are talking about specialized care providing to all, we must understand, like we must ensure that this implementation is done with care, empathy, and a commitment to equity. With this, I would like to say, let us collectively redefine the future of healthcare, one that is shaped by the power of digital technologies, guided by compassion, and driven by the pursuit of better health for everyone. The students who are actually the future, the students who will be actually carrying forward this baton, this message is for them. With this, I would like to conclude my session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the presentation. I am sure the students from UPS has a lot of questions, but we will keep it for sharing session after.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. So
after the second lecture.
Over to my next speaker. Thank you.
The next classes would be by Assistant Professor Ratrika Roy Chowdhury. Please, the stage is yours.
A very good morning to all of you who are here, and I'm honored to share my thoughts on the topic today that I'm going to talk about. This is a very very relevant topic in today's time, because I would be talking about the green economy and sustainability. And I would also like to say this, that why I have chosen this topic is because we, as citizens of different countries, we actually need to understand the importance of having a green economy for ourselves. And that is the reason I thought, let's talk about it today. Sharing my PPT with all of you now. I hope it is visible.
It is visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so green economy and global sustainability would be my topic for today. So what is green economy? First, let me define green economy by the three most important definitive words. One is the low carbon, the other is resource efficient, and the third one is socially inclusive. Now, what do we actually mean by low carbon? Low carbon is basically nothing but decarbonization of the economy, or what we can say is utilizing the resources in such a way that the emission of greenhouse gases is minimalized. It's the minimum greenhouse gases that are emitted. Now, low carbon or decarbonization is a very debatable topic, because it needs the government support, it needs the collective awareness of people of a country, and it also needs a proper path and a proper planning before we actually embark on the journey of decarbonization of any economy, because it is not an easy task. Now, the problem here is that, yes, people of different countries, I think most of the countries have now realized the importance of decarbonization and lowering down the emission of greenhouse gases, most importantly. And here I would give a small example that there have been a lot of statistics that tells us that by 2030, most of the cars that we use, the automobiles that we use, they are going to be electric vehicles, EVs. We have embarked on the journey of continuing with the EV, but the main thing is that 90% of the automobile sector would be producing the EV cars. There would be solar panels, there would be wind and the different kind of renewable energy resources, and that would also mean that we are also having social and very smart mobility, which means that we are actually going to embrace a lot of initiatives that lead to low carbon or decarbonization of any economy. Now, the next point is resource efficiency. What do we actually mean by resource efficiency? Now, resource efficiency basically tells us to find ways, right, to generate greater returns from the same amount of resources that we were previously using, and also minimizing the impact of our use of resources on the environment to the extent possible. Now, I'll give you a small example over here. The main resource that are generally lost, main resources that are generally lost is when we have the food chain. So it is called from farm to the fork, in the sense from the farmers to the plate that we eat from. So the entire journey there is a lot of wastage. And according to the Food and Agriculture Organization and United Nations Environment Programs, there are 4% of before that, I will just also add one thing, is that because we have to have this food chain, and we need to have a proper cold storage for understanding the food chain. Now, what happens is this cold storage, this cold food chain emits almost 4% of the greenhouse gases. Okay, so the problem is that there was a Montreal protocol in Montreal which says that every time we have a production of food, there is a lot of wastage that comes up. For that, we need a cold storage. Cold storage actually in turn produces a lot of greenhouse gases. There are a lot of emissions, and these emissions add on to the greenhouse gas effect and ozone depletion. Now, what to do in this case? So green economy also tells us that the resources that are having to do with the food chain, their production, their use should also be properly and sustainably used. All right. And the finally, social inclusiveness. Social inclusiveness means irrespective of gender, race, culture, whatever, every person's well-being should be considered when we talk about green economy. Now, green economy therefore have three pillars of definition. One is the resource efficiency, achieving greater well-being while reducing resource use and emission. The other is a very macroeconomic approach. Like I said in the first few lines, that the government support is very important. The government needs to actually set the path, make the pathway for most of the countries to follow, so that they can have a macroeconomic approach to focus on investment in green economic activities, infrastructure and skills. And we also have SCP. What is SCP? SCP is basically sustainable consumption and production, so that the food chain that I was talking about, which leads to a lot of wastage and also a lot of demand for cold storage, that in turn leads to a lot of ozone depletion, that should be properly and efficiently utilized. So we need tools and practices that support the green economy. Now, moving on to the next one. So that there is always a talk like, is the green economy and sustainability, especially the global sustainability, interconnected? We would say yes, absolutely yes, without a hesitation. Why? Because green economy means an amalgamation of three most important features that a country can look forward to. One is low carbon growth, one is resource efficiency, and one is social inclusiveness. And these result in the outcome of sustainable development. So therefore, green economy actually is the plethora of activities that set the pathway for the sustainable development to take place. Now, when sustainable development is there, the first and foremost important sustainability that we need is the consumption and production. So sustainable consumption and production again has three facets. So one is that comes from the government side. It is government aided. What are those? Those are regulatory framework, institutional setup, tariff designing, subsidies and guarantees that actually kind of are the key factors that the government as a player play in the market. Now, the next player in the market would be the business, I mean, the large corporations and investors. And they would actually lead to sustainable consumption and production through a phase like financial share, technical innovation, managerial role, backward and forward linkages. And the third one would be the people. I mean, the common people who actually make up the countries, most importantly. So they would have to come forward with community willingness to pay, increased awareness, and adapting to environmental friendly lifestyle. Now, before I move on to the interconnection of sustainability and the green economy, I'll just give you a small thing that we have been talking about in the economics perspective. So there is something called the Human Development Index, the HDI, which is actually given by the UNDP. Now, the Human Development Index has three main pillars on which the indexing of a country and the ranking of a country is done, like whether they are developed or not. So because development is the overall set, and under them we have the three small subsets. So one is basically the per capita income of that country. The other is the educational, the literacy and the education. And the other dimension is the health. Now, in today's time, because climate change and green economy and the well-being of a climate is so important that now we have an added dimension in the Human Development Index. So the added dimension is basically the planet. Now, this is called, so now the new Human Development Index is called the Planetary Pressure Adjusted Human Development Index. It's called PHDI. Very surprisingly, Norway has been ranking #1 in the Human Development Index. But when it comes to the the Planetary Pressure Adjusted Human Development Index, where we also take into account the sustainability criteria, the climate change and the environment friendly criteria of the countries, Norway actually comes down a lot of lower rank, which is almost, I think, the 8th. Then Australia, which was I think 8th in the Human Development Index, has come down to the ranking of 80 because of their huge dependence on non-renewable resources. Like for Norway, they have a lot of dependence on their oil production, and for Australia, it is also for the coal mining, which in a way is not very environment friendly. So we understand that there is a lot of impetus towards understanding the definition of sustainability and green economy. So until and unless we have the highest ranking positions in the planetary, the PHDI, then it becomes very difficult for every country to understand the importance of the of this particular dimension. Now, moving forward, green economy and sustainability is very much interrelated. And the 4 dimensions of the green economies are generally reflected through the sustainable development goals, the SDGs. Now, the 4 most important SDGs, which are very heavily linked to the green economy concept, are SDG 3, which talks about good health and well-being, SDG 16, which talks about peace, justice, and strong institutions, SDG 13, which is the climate action, and SDG 12, which is the responsible consumption and production. Actually, this means that green economy actually set the pathway. It is the pathway for embracing the sustainability of a country. So sustainable development is what we actually talk a lot about nowadays, and it's not only development. Now, coming to the understanding of how the green economy and the sustainability of a country can be interlinked and taken forward. And the green economy and sustainability or global sustainability, they are not substitute to each other. They're absolutely complementary. And to make them complementary, furthermore, we need to have the 3 P's for the inclusive green economy, so that there is an economic transformation to deliver the sustainable development goals. The 3 P's here are interlinked to the 3 P's of the sustainability. So the 3 P here are the principles, priorities, and pathway. And the SDGs, they mostly talk about the sustainable development. They mostly talk about the 3 P's: people, planet, and profit. And here, by profit, I don't mean short-term profit. They are the long-term profits coming out from sustainable development of a country. Now, when these are interlinked, we need to understand what exactly, therefore, is the principle, or rather the principles. Principles are a set of living principles to guide the collective action towards the inclusive green economy. Principles, these are guidelines. We need to have certain guidelines. We need to identify the dimensions. We need to identify the key sectors which can enable us to move forward with the economic transformation. The next is the priority. The priorities are basically the initial catalytic activities that help us to embark on and accelerate the transition, so that the transition is faster and smoother. The third is the pathway or the pathways. It is nothing but the roadmap. All the 3 players should come together to form this roadmap. The government, the common people, the people, and the business side or the investors side. Now, the 5 principles, like I talked about the 3 P's. The first P is the principles, and the principles can be, subclassified into 5 main principles. One is the well-being principle. Now, what is the well-being principle? We are most importantly talking about the well-being of the people, health-wise, that they are absolutely, healthy people. The next is the justice principle. The justice principle means that everything that a country does is very much just. There is equity. We don't talk nowadays about maximum about equality. The term nowadays is the equity. Equity means there is a just, how would I say? This is basically the way by which each and every resource, by which and every distribution channels are equitable in nature. The third is the planetary boundary principle. The planetary boundary principle means we don't underexploit, we don't overexploit the planet and the resources that our Earth actually, offers to us. The efficiency and the sufficiency principle. We need to understand and draw a very thin line between efficiency and sufficiency, like the first order condition and the second order condition of how to analyze and choose the right resources for our country. And the final is the good governance principle. If the government is not aware, if the government is not taking steps to take, will not have the impetus to work on that path. So moving on with the priorities. So the priorities here are, the first one, awareness raising. The awareness raising, the awareness raising tells us that people should be aware. They should be absolutely aware of what green economy is, what people should be doing, and what exactly are the principles and the priorities. The next is the dialogue. The dialogue is basically the conversation or the understanding of all the people that come together and the 3 key players in the entire scenario. The next is the empowerment and the community development. We all know, right? So until and unless we have empowerment, unless we have community development, we will not have the justice principle in its own place. New metrics in the sense we need to have new ways of understanding and calculating the economic efficiencies, the economic losses, the planetary pressure, HDI. All these should be built on new metrics and new factors and parameters. The next is best practice catalog. Like we have a proper catalog, right, where we know what exactly are the pictures, what exactly are the things that we have to do for understanding sustainability, for taking care of our economy. Would actually get a refreshment in their mind that, okay, this is the thing that we have to do. Then we also, so when we have the awareness catalog, we also have a finance catalog, because new metrics, new ways, new pathways, new investment, green investment cannot be done if you do not have a finance catalog. Then we have the social protection. So social protection is basically protecting the society, and also when we protect the society, we protect the natural resources, in that particular alignment. Then we have policy, legal and fiscal change and investment prospectus. These means that we are moving into a zone where we talk about green economy, we talk about new investments which cater to green economy. And the final is the diagnosis. Diagnosis means we convey and identify which are the factors, which are the areas which need the 3 key players to act together to deliver the objectives of the green economy. And finally, if we want to sum up the understanding of how the green economy and global sustainability would work, we will have a nice, like I said, a nice road or a map. The first thing is that all the 3 key players, the government, the community of the people, and the investors of the business, they should have the awareness within them grow. First, when they are aware, they will obviously put a pressure to each of the segments so that there is a change. There is a metamorphosis happening. When the metamorphosis happens, the green options get viable. Now we know that, okay, we should have a green building. We should use more of EV cars and less of those things which lead to a lot of greenhouse emissions, which lead to a lot of climate change, which is not acceptable. Then when the green options get viable, we have our decisions that we can take without blinking our eyes. Next is when we know the decisions have been made, there is like a herd immunity. We can actually make everybody change their behavior, or most importantly, mostly all people will change their behavior. Once the behavioral change happens, once the perceptions change, next is we will actually have the outcomes of what we have been trying to do from the very first, SID, that SDGs and climate outcomes are achieved. And finally, we will have the inclusive green economy. So here I'll just end my session with one small example that Kenya, we all know that Kenya is a country with a very diverse natural resource, but with a little bit of economic degradation. In the sense, they have a lot of poverty still going on. They have unemployment. There are certain civil unrest that's happening in the country. Now, the thing is, the government has put on something called the feed-in tariff, where there is a tariff on the electricity that are generally that are generally generated by the wind turbine. Now, this is a renewable resource of energy, no doubt. But what was the therefore use of putting a tariff to it? Kenyan government understood that there is a need to actually tap the resources, use the resources efficiently. However, there is a need also to get the sealing done for the use. Now, until and unless there is a tariff also to the renewable resources, people are going to overexploit. And we are, yes, the Mother Nature has lots of natural resources for us, but everything is limited. Nothing is unlimited in this world. So therefore, what happens is the economy, therefore, gets a saturation point for using their natural resources, and then they start to degrade, which is not a very good thing for any economy. Therefore, we also, the good governance principle tells us that the government needs to understand that whether it's a public good, it's a common pool resource, it's a renewable resource, it's a private good, whatsoever, the resources should be utilized efficiently. And for every kind of resource utilization, there has to be a parameter, there has to be a ceiling and a flooring, threshold set, and it should also be monitored properly. That will help us to achieve the inclusive green economy along with the global sustainability for our world. So with this, I actually stop my presentation. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Actually, since the beginning of your presentation, it already caught my eyes because my background is computer science, and I deliberately dropped down my topic into supply chain management. At first, I thought supply chain management would be beneficial if I mix up supply chain with IT security management. But then there was one day I ordered gulab jamun and pani puri from India to Indonesia. And then at that time I realized that how many carbon prints I made because I ordered the thing fly from India to Indonesia. Then because I'm pursuing PhD like next year, then I was thinking, do you have any suggestion for me to combine supply chain management under my area into a sustainable carbon footprint, anything related to ecosystem? Do you have? I really need your suggestion regarding this topic.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for asking the question and asking for my suggestion here. The thing is, ma'am, the supply chain management would be basically now to do with the inclusivity a lot. Like what thing is, if you can start off with the renewable resources and end your supply chain with the final product that can be reused, recycled, and the 3 R's that we talk about, I think the supply chain management becomes a lot of inclusive, or rather will have a lot of factors that are related to the green economy. I mean, we will have to understand that the byproducts that the supply chain can go forward with, those byproducts can also be reused and recycled, and also minimize the byproducts to a certain level that the resources are efficiently used. So you start a product, say for example, you start like the starting of the thing is, say for example, X, and we would use the natural resources for that, so that we can, the final good can also be put to certain ways by which the nature does not get hampered. Also, ma'am, you can have a lot of people who are, kind of socially not very included. You can have them be a part of your distribution and the production chain.
Yeah. I understand now. I think if I want to make a research, whether it's PhD or not, there would be like the effectiveness of using green, of selling green product towards supply chains management and things. I understand now. Thank you very much. Since I don't see any question coming from our students, or maybe they have question for tomorrow's, I think our classes today is enough. It is also nearly 12 a.m. in Indonesia. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the classes and the explanation. I do really touch with the carbon-free things and anything related to it. I think I will get back this into Ibu Din and Dr. Sanchita.
Hello? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We are now at the end of our meeting today. I believe Bu Dian has an additional visitor outside this room. That's why she is currently not here.
Okay, so tomorrow from 9 o'clock, again, we will begin with the next session. So if students, they are having some question, they can send us the question and we will reply back them. So if you can arrange that the students, those who are having some questions regarding the topic which we have discussed today, then we can get back to them through email.
Noted, ma'am. I will arrange it for them and we will get the question back to the class tomorrow. Noted, ma'am.
Yeah. So thank you so much for organizing this wonderful online teaching session. And it is truly beneficial for both of us. I believe that students have also got knowledge from this session.
Thank you very much for your time and the knowledge, ma'am. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So we are leaving from this session?
Yes, ma'am. We will see you again and take pictures tomorrow only.
Yeah, true. Okay, thank you. Bye. Have a good day, everyone.
Same to you all. Bye.